Anyway, before we do anything, I want to let you guys know that there is no major game announcement expected by anybody, except for a few people that want to generate hype a little early, but not here. So if a game announcement does happen, you're going to see my jaw on the ground, and I'm going to have to pick it back up. But for those of you who have no idea what's going on, Ryan, once again, has put together some amazing little slides for us to recap some of the information before we get into the festivities today. So, as you can see on screen, the date and the time of this specific broadcast, and also the wonderful hosts of this Sonic Station broadcast. Let's just move on right away. Not to waste any more time. These are the topics that we are expecting to be discussed. Notice how there is no Sonic Adventure 3. Notice how there is no Sonic Lost World 2. For those who are asking, all two of you. But anyway, there's going to be some Mario and Sonic Tokyo 2020, or I guess 2021 now. The arcade edition, so that'll be interesting to see. The mobile port is definitely going to be discussed. I really like the remixes that they're showing. Wait, where's this music coming from? What? Oh, is that the stream? Do I have it? Oh, I know exactly where it's coming from. I'll just mute my music and let that play. I was like tripping out for a second. Anyway, everything's good. So new merchandise will be discussed, of course, as I'm sure you're all expecting, along with what we discovered last night, which it leaked a little early, thanks to Tracker, shoutouts, for this new Sonic OST album. There's just going to be some of the T-Lopes remixes that you're hearing on stream right now on a little album. So that's kind of cool. Sonic OST collectors will go crazy for that one. And of course, Sega's 60th anniversary. Go Sega, or Go, or wait, is it Go Sega? 6060 Sega? Go 60 Go? I don't know what it is, but it's interesting. I'm down. I'm here for it. And the most important slide of all, Sonic Station Live is not Sonic South by Southwest. Do not expect any major game announcements here. Save that hype for another time, please. So now that we've done that, we can now just eagerly await whatever is going to be announced with our good friends. We've got Ryan. He's going to be on voice from time to time, you know, peeking in. But we also have our good friend Shanny, and I'm about to unmute myself so you can see and hear. Sorry, hear mostly. Hi, Shanny. How you doing this morning?
Hello. I've stayed up all night. I'm waiting for.
You stayed up all night waiting for just this moment.
This moment right here. The moment we get brand new info on merchandise.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. Oh wait, I think they're starting. Let me switch.
Yeah. They're starting.
Oh hey,
look what they're wearing.
Oh weird. It's not showing up on my bigger screen over here. That's okay. I'll watch it on my OBS. So I actually didn't watch the other one of these. So this is my first one. Did you watch the other one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Was it good? What'd you think?
I liked them. They like to talk to each other a lot.
So that's why we're here, because we talk to each other in English. For all the people who are like, what are they saying, those guys? I love them, but what's going on? I like how they're in the Resistance HQ. I guess they haven't like improved it since winning. They're just sitting in the raggedy building. Who's that guy? Do you know?
Let's look at let's look at his name. Oh, that's a good name, but that's a. What is that? Nanmokun?
Are you familiar with him?
No, I'm not actually.
Oh, interesting.
I'm not familiar with a lot of the people that work in Sega.
I know, I just didn't know if he was like a familiar face, and honestly, I am super ignorant when it comes to faces. I forget all the time.
I think he helps run this stream. Like, for real.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, because Kanji's a little bit crazy, but that's the station stream right about.
Cybert is bringing attention to the Sonic movie shirts, which is really great to see that, you know, people that actually work on official Sonic products are, you know, advocating for the Sonic movie. Yay, it's a success. We did it. Shanny, let's talk about that for a little bit. I remember talking to you way back, and you seemed super confident that the Sonic movie would completely, like, flop. What's an update on those views?
Well, I think we all were pretty confident that the movie would flop.
I don't think so. I didn't think that at all.
Nonsense. You had your... No, you were actually really positive about it.
I mean, I'm positive about most things. But
I was just so not into what they were selling at the time. But I think as more stuff came out, and especially with the redesign, it started kind of turning it around a little bit.
Yeah, that was definitely the start of it. The reason I don't know, I wasn't on the side of the fence where it's like a Sonic live action movie can't work. I think that's what it was, is that there were a lot of people that were like, a Sonic live action movie cannot work. And I just, I didn't get that. I was like, Sonic's been in a human setting before. So
the pitch they were giving just never sounds, where everything had to be as realistic as possible, and it was just kind of like, you don't have to. But by the way, June is holding a Sonic plush that I remember having when I was very young.
I never had that one.
Like when I was like 7 or 8.
I had the Sonic Underground one, and I just cut off the little necklace, so it was basically
the only Sonic
plush.
Underground stuff I had was the stuff you get from like Shoney's or Denny's or whatever.
Well, I think it was from Denny's, and here's the thing, I didn't even like seek it out, because like, you guys probably don't know this about me, but the only Sonic thing that for whatever reason I reject, full body reject, for some reason is Underground. I'm sorry, but like, even as a kid, kids would be like, oh, you like Sonic? I love Manic. I would be like, ugh, like like immediately like, ugh. I don't know, I just, the designs were not clean like I'm used to from Sonic, if that makes sense.
There's
clean
a lot
might
of
not be the
things
right word.
that wasn't very...
So I remember purposely ripping the necklace off, because I'm like, ugh, like, get off. Like, it reminded me of that show, so I just kept it. Luckily, it's just a necklace, and his design is the same. But yeah, filler English content, because we don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, I understand, just to set it, I can understand a little bit Japanese and read some of it. I'm still pretty new to it, but like, some things will get lost when they talk to each other, because Jun and Hoshino, from what I understand in the last stream, will talk fast, so it kind of loses with me, but context wise it's easy to provide. So like, I can at least explain a lot of context behind the items they might throw up, or like the items or where they're being sold, help you find them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Importers.
So chat, if you got questions for us, it would be a really good time to ask us, especially since they're talking right now, and I'll just pull from questions whenever I don't know what else to talk about. Well, news headline, that sounds relevant. Oh, and it's all in Japanese. That's fine, it's okay. It's okay, we got Shanny here. Read it all, let's go.
All right, here we go. Are you ready?
Are you reading it?
Movie. So they're gonna talk about the Sonic movie. That's the first bulletin.
Oh, fun. Run. How do you feel about Speed Me Up, Shanny? Shanny?
Yes.
How do you feel about Speed Me Up?
Yeah. It definitely made me want to speed that song up.
Speed the song up to the end? No way!
Speed me up, speed me up, speed me up, speed me up.
Sorry, Shanny, if you notice that I'm like killing your joke vibe, it's because you're cutting in and out, so I'm like finishing your joke for the chat so they can enjoy it. Because I can hear where you're going. I know you so well that I'm like, oh, it's this joke. I gotta finish it for him. Because I feel so bad. Because
we're made for each other.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
We finish each other's sentences.
Wait, are they talking about when it's actually going to come out in Japan? Is it out in Japan yet?
I'm listening. That's why I'm quiet.
Yeah, I get you.
捕まりそうになってしまう。ピンチのソニックと偶然出会ったのはグリーンヒルズの保安官トム。ソニックはトムに助け
Shoutouts, Bad Nick and Mechanic in the chat. Love your stuff, and I love you, but like not in a way that's like too forward. Maybe it was too forward. Sorry. So guys, if you're just joining us now, please ease your hype for a new game announcement. I know some people might have gotten you riled up for today, and I know everyone's really thirsty for Sonic news, myself included, but I don't think it's happening today. They are in Forces HQ creating a vaccine map time.
They're hiding away from the dreaded that haunts us all.
That makes sense. I don't think that's the reason why, but it's a funny joke. Nice meme.
I think they're currently, and I'll probably have to be corrected on it, but they're still in discussion of the dates of its reveal because that's like a soon thing. It's not a definite date.
I wonder if like how many
I see
people.
No numbers in that date.
I remember hearing something like way back that like there's a whole market in China where they just like pirate films that are in theaters. Is that still like a huge thing? So
there's still like a big wide like black market and gray area like in China.
Do you think that really hurt the Sonic movies delay over there when theaters were closed because everyone just ended up stealing it then?
Probably, yeah.
Darn.
But
I was thinking that's such a bummer.
Always going to happen.
No, I know, but this specific case where it was closed because of COVID, you know what I'm saying?
It probably pressured a lot more people into
Pirating
like downloading.
That's a bummer, but like
the stuff under
what?
stuff under that Sonic movie logo in the right, by the way, was kanji. That was chikai, which means like close or short. Day, and then the other one is a time symbol like Hunderfun, which it deals with. So maybe they're trying to find a way to push it out faster. That's what I garnered from. This is really good. Chain Chronicles is a mobile game, I believe. Sonic's been appearing in mobile games and crossovers lately. If everybody's been looking at the social media,
I've noticed
that's been posted.
It hasn't felt like an increase. I feel like Sonic always creeps up in Sega mobile games here and there.
Well, he's showing up in things I don't even think is Sega related in mobile games. Like there's been some interesting crossovers because Tracker has posted like I think Tracker and like some other people have posted like the Sonic movie like was showing up and like crossovers with other.
So do you know this game specifically, like how
I don't actually, but that is a nice model.
It is. It's a really nice model. I like it. Why do you like it, Shanny? Because it looks like classic Sonic? Classic Sonic fan.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, people seem really fond of like, what is it? I can't pronounce this, so please, like, please pull your punches. But Nendroid? That Nendroid Sonic?
The Nendroids? Yeah.
Okay, did I get it right? Oh my gosh, you said it that way. So, whoa, look! It's Sonic on screen. This is from the next Sonic game. Get ready, guys.
I think
it's Sonic with all his human
if I remember,
friends.
this is a tower defense.
Interesting. So Sonic's about to like beat up everybody? Whoa, we get to see him. Look at him go. And it's playing City Escape.
Yeah, it's like a tower defense.
Another adventure reference! The remake is tomorrow! Just kidding. It's not. I forget that I'm a news channel sometimes. I can't make jokes like that. It's not tomorrow.
I know. Can't do it.
As long as I follow up immediately by saying, I'm just kidding, it just kind of kills the joke a bit. Because I always have to be like, I'm just kidding.
Oh, listen to that.
I couldn't. I was too busy being obnoxious. Oh, really? Wait, was it Ryan Drummond?
Was it? No.
No, was it Junichi?
It was Junichi. It sounded like Junichi.
Move it. Oh, I heard it this time. Let's move it. Yeah, all right. And he's in the little emblem. Piece of cake. Let's move it. I love
that's
Junichi so much.
really him.
Why do you wait? I think I know the answer to my own question, but I'm gonna ask it anyway for the sake of discussion, because maybe you'll have an interesting take. Do you think there's an interesting reason as to why Junichi wasn't the Japanese voice of Sonic in the movie, or is it just because they need celebrities?
I think it is the same way that they picked somebody else for the American one. I think they just felt like having like a name actor was just better for the movie in general, and maybe the overall arcing prospect of having a person who's done movies before or a person who has more experience with it would just do better in that position than somebody who did voice acting. That was a thing that happens all the time, because remember, I don't know if you knew this, but like when Kojima did Metal Gear Solid 5, he chose not David Hayter but a TV actor for like facial stuff and just the way he talked.
Right.
A lot different. So that's what I'm assuming happened.
It's a different skill set. The only outlier in that is that Tails had the official game voice.
Yeah, it's Colleen.
So that makes you, I mean, that makes me mostly think that Tails was a last minute inclusion, which a lot of people are saying.
Yes.
But the worry with that,
I was very surprised.
The worry with that is that they'll eventually, for the sequel, replace Colleen with another.
Maybe.
They probably will too, and people might be a little bummed out.
Or it's the same thing where they casted and they had a bunch of people try out, and Colleen just beats everybody anyways.
That's a really optimistic
the better
scenario.
Fit for Tails.
That would be really cool to hear. Like, nobody could out Tails Colleen. Nobody could. I mean, I agree.
Sonic for Puyo.
For Puyo?
I think so.
They don't even have regular Sonic and Puyo.
Puyo.
They don't even have regular modern Sonic and Puyo, do they? They don't.
No, the one on Puyo Puyo Tetris had the Sonic Puyo.
He had the Sonic. Oh well,
they hit the movie stuff. Just I was surprised they didn't do Junichi, because normally in Japan, like somebody who gets the role stays with that character, like through and through.
Yeah, I remember hearing something about how voice acting is like really different. And it's held in higher regard in Japan.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, it keeps the character authentic.
Well, also it's just like seen as like a higher form of art in Japan than it is in America. Because I think it's because like you know, anime made Japan, you know, a lot of money, and so it's just a front runner. And
FYI, third bulletin.
Gathering. What's up?
Third bulletin in this, they will talk about the Sega anniversary.
Oh, it's
third bulletin.
There.
Third bulletin. I can see Sega in 60th year, because I see the nin symbol, so it'll be interesting.
I mean, I see the number 60. So even without your extensive Japanese lingo knowledge, I can figure that out.
You're on the right track.
Look at me. I basically speak Japanese now. Here, I'll try.
Well,
60
they
go.
already
Go,
just
go,
said.
go. Go, go 60. Sega go.
Yeah.
So wait, I'm hearing, so I was hearing from the chat that there is a Sonic Puyo, but I remember like it replaces the Puyos with Sonic heads, right? Like characters. It doesn't replace
like
the character you're playing as though, right?
No Sonic character.
But that's what that movie Sonic promotion is, right? He's a playable character.
I've never played the mobile game to really know. We tracker for that, but it does look like it's a character, because I saw it as like a very rare character.
The art also just looks like the characters in that game, like the same kind of line style. Dang, look at all the Sonic games. I don't know what else to say. Like, those games happened. TSR, I'm waiting on the patch. Forces. Mania.
Coming out 2016.
Was great. Mario and
2018.
Sonic. So wait, did you end up buying Mario and Sonic 2020?
Nope.
I didn't either. I really wanted to. It's just, you know, I'm tight on funds. I wanted to. I heard it reviewed poorly though, and I worry because it didn't seem like the games got worse. Like the mini games seemed better, if anything, especially with the option to use just button controls instead of motion controls. I'm like, this is gonna be the best one ever, and then it reviews poorly. I'm thinking, I haven't played it, but I'm thinking it's because they wanted, like, a lot of people wanted the story mode to be really great, and just ended up sucking.
You know, there was a lot of like questions. Like, oh, story mode in this game, like, what will it be?
Like, it got people really excited, I think, and they were let down by what they ended up getting. And I think they took out their anger on their reviews. I haven't played it, so there's a chance. My donation alerts are not showing up.
I'm gonna stay optimistic. We'll see what happens.
I'm hearing the sound of alerts. If you're wondering what that noise is, Tonic the Hedge Risk. Is this an alcoholic beverage?
All right, dude. It's classic Sonic, yeah.
I'm gonna get drunk on classic Sonic. I'm ready. I've been drunk on classic Sonic for the last like 5 years. Let's go another 5. Did I sound like Premi? That was my Premi impression.
I know. I was about to say. I think Premi thinks we're a lot of people are drunk on classic Sonic.
I mean,
love you, Premi.
I partially agree. Like, it's been a lot of classic Sonic stuff. What is this? Oh, are these emotes? Oh wait, what? Hairspray?
No, it's a hair. It's hair growth.
Hair growth?
Did I just see hair? It is hair.
Hair growth or like hairspray?
I'm gonna be right back.
Oh no! Who is gonna read the number 60 for me on that
I'm
board?
Good. I'm good.
Oh, you're back. Okay. Man, so is
They're
that
gonna try it out. They're gonna try it out now. Yeah, everybody back up.
Dude's gonna grow a second head, and it's gonna be Sonic, but it's gonna be like mutated. You know, when they said they were gonna announce some Sonic news every month, I did not expect this. I'll tell you.
Success! Yay!
The Sonic, is this good?
Y'all wanted Sonic merchandise. This is as unique as it's gonna get.
I got a question for you, Shanny, since you have a lot of history with like Sega and how they work. What is the like business benefit of pushing like and slapping Sonic's face on like random products like this?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I have never seen this stuff. I have never seen this stuff go to hair growth.
They've done a lot of stuff like this, though. They did that like weird blue Sonic mask, the beauty mask.
When you have a character, your character extends like beyond its like media, because like Sonic's very much like a pop culture icon. So naturally, like they're going to have smaller deals with other things and like slap like their face on it. Because you see stuff like that. You do see stuff like that all the time. So I mean, like, yeah, it's probably like the Sonic pizza cutter or like the Sonic toaster in some like regard. It's gonna be a fun little item, but it's classic Sonic, and it's a hair growth, so it's for older people. Think about that. They're all gonna see Sonic and remember their youth and buy it.
Are people
and buy that time.
So wait. So did you first play Sonic at like Sonic 1, or did you just like stumble in later like me?
I started at Sonic 1. Oh, I have that.
So are you
I have
balding?
that tape. No, but I have that tape.
Sonic fans balding? Is this an issue?
No.
Does Tails channel need to keep you guys updated on hair care products?
Okay, listen to this.
Do you see this?
Remember
is that
this?
what this is about?
Interesting, right?
Oh, is this product a reference?
Well, that definitely was a reference.
Interesting.
Do you remember that?
I do remember that video. That's for Adventure, right?
Yes. That's the 1998 promotional VHS that they showed. It's one of the first reveals of Adventure, I believe. I have that tape sealed.
You have that tape sealed. What does that mean? What does it mean to have a sealed tape?
I have that tape on. I have that promotional VHS that was from a store that never used it. So it's still like sealed. It's never been opened and used.
That's nuts.
I know.
How many copies did they make? Just one?
I have no idea. It's just promotional stuff for
So
like
they send it out
stores
to like a
and
lot of
things.
stuff. Yeah, okay. Well, that's cool. Here's something I think a lot of people want to talk about. So
There's
a lot of
the
people
VHS.
a VHS. Oh, that's the VHS you have?
Yeah,
Oh, not nice.
and later I can find it and pull it out and put a closer picture of it if anybody wants it.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, do that. Definitely do that. I was gonna ask you, are you of the mindset that many are that Sega has specifically been going out of their way to refer to adventure stuff more often now than before?
Yes, it is very like interesting that they've suddenly went back to adventure things, but I also think that's in regards to Mania, because Mania has spearheaded a lot of things in Sega retro.
Yeah, see, I just want to
you
jump
know,
on what
when
you're saying.
Mania, you have the
Sorry.
ages stuff and everything.
Because
Oh,
a
you're
lot of
good, but that's
a
when I
lot of-
see.
A lot of people consider the adventure games as like modern Sonic, but like I don't think Sega considers it modern. And
They do.
so you think
on
that
the Build-A-Bear tags, one of the Sonics that Sonic that the modern starts at Sonic Adventure 1 from a design standpoint.
right from a design standpoint, and I'm sure a lot of people agree with that, but I think the part of the conversation we're forgetting is that the adventure games are old now, and so like they are considered classic games in a sense, if that makes sense, like retro games.
Yeah.
And what you're saying is that Mania brought confidence back in the classic games, including some of the early modern games. What
Yes.
modern games do you think are included in that? Does that stop at Heroes? Like, does it stop
I
at
think-
06? Where does that stop?
Did you just smirk at that?
What, at 06?
I don't. I think when they think about adventure, I won't ever know because I don't work there. But I think when they think about it, they stop at here.
At Heroes?
I think they stop right at Heroes.
Because I don't consider Xbox 360 like that
It's not
nostalgic
retro.
yet.
It's not retro yet.
Not yet. I mean, the way things are going and what I see on social media, the way the things are going, 06 will be held as like a cult
I have to
classic.
tell you, I'm a massive Sega fan, so I was all over this website when it and I love the fact that their new mascot, so to speak, is Sega Shiro, which is Sagata Sanjiro's son.
I remember
in
you
both-
talking to me like for an
in both
entire
lore
night
and
about
build.
Sega Shiro. Like I thought of you
Yeah.
immediately. I was like, oh man, Shanny's gonna love this.
Oh yeah, dude, I flipped when I.
Except the character that they're going with seems very different. Like he's not like aggressive. He's just
It's a
kind of
new-
like
it's
I'm
a new
amazing.
Well, we haven't seen a lot of stuff yet, but yeah,
There's that
he
one
is very
commercial.
like I'm awesome.
Is there any way that it's similar? Like, are there any similarities I might have missed?
They both have a commanding presence on screen.
Sure.
But for people who don't know who Sagata Sanjiro is, it was a spokesperson in the 90s for Sega when the Sega Saturn came out. And if you never played Sega Saturn, Sagata Sanjiro would show up and judo flip you and make you play Sega Saturn.
I
Like
guess
that was
they
the
can't
whole
do that
like
anymore.
No, well, they can still do that here, but he was also the first Kamen Rider, I believe. So he has a very big presence in like Japan and a lot of that stuff. And he's still Sagata Sanjiro through and through. And then of course they kind of retire that for a while. And now this commercial right here, this is his son in real life and in lore of the character.
So is he just saying his name? Like, what's the joke? Do you know?
Sega Dayo.
What's he saying? Like, what's going on? I don't know what's going on, but it's awesome. Like, do you have any idea what the girls are talking about before he shows up or any of that?
I think they're talking about boys.
And then he just comes up and says his own name?
Boys.
So does Tails Channel do this all
He's
the time?
saying
Chat
he's not
asks.
saying his name. I'm bad. He's Sega Shiro is his name. Sega Dio is what he's saying.
And what does that mean? Just Sega? Like Sega's cool. I can't think of what else he's saying. But like Sega's cool. Why don't you go to Sega? I don't know. Like I can't. I'm trying to figure out like what the commercial is. I want to enjoy it. I want to enjoy it, June. I just don't speak your language.
Yeah, I know. Because it's speaking about something in affliction. With afflection. Because putting yo is like a big statement.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. So he's like very proudly stating Sega.
Yeah. Don't try to type it into a translator, everybody, because I think it almost roughly comes out to I'm sorry. or something.
This is why I'm learning Japanese. Appaloosa, one day I probably should. I think that's why you're learning it too, Shanny, right? You just want to like understand it and stop being like left in the dark like me over here.
It's okay. I also worked with a lot of people.
Oh, look, it's a different Sonic plush. Is that a new one? Or is that an older one? He's holding a ring.
It might be, if I remember, something like Dio is like a statement, like an exciting statement of its. So they might be talking, it might be a connotation where everyone is talking about like, oh, what's amazing, like what's great, like what's here, and then he shows up and he's like, it's Sega. It's Sega.
Oh,
it's something like
makes
that.
Sense.
It could be what it's coming out to.
That seems the
Dio,
most likely.
I think, comes out that it is or it.
Okay. No, I'm starting to get it. That makes sense. That sounds right. If not, then it's probably close.
That
to
man is my wallpaper right now on the computer because he has just like there's a really awesome picture of him right now.
Shanny, you must
That's
be like
very
really
nice.
in terms of like Sega news, you must be like really happy. Sonic movie did well, Genesis Mini. And now this.
in terms of the overarching broad message of Sega, I could tell you about this thing. So on the website, and it starts April. It starts April 21st. You can send Sega an inspirational message where you talk about yourself and what you love about Sega and put an inspirational message. They'll go in and they will pick 60 people, and the 60 people that win, you will receive that. You will receive that like gift.
It's a chalk bag. Like I'm imagining like chalk like that you draw on the sidewalk. Like that kind of chalk.
Yeah, because it's like leather. It's a nice like leather like bag. So I'm gonna do that. I really hope that I can get that.
It looks like a really nice bag. I wonder why a chalk bag. I don't know. It's a nice bag. It's just I don't have many situations in which I'm walking down the street and going, oh, I need a bag just for my chalk.
You can start sending messages on the Sega Go website, which is both in Japanese and English, starting April 21st. That ends June 30th. So June 30th is the cutoff date to send them a message.
Can you send it in English?
Yeah.
Huh.
This has both an American and English version of the website, and this promotion is on both of them.
Oh, that's really neat. That doesn't normally happen. It's normally like Japan exclusive.
I implore everyone to look at that website too, because that has a really great history starting from the conception of Sega all the way to what it is now. So you can see how they started out making stuff like jukeboxes when it was the Sega 1000, and then like when they first started doing consoles and arcades, and it just keeps going and going and going.
I'm so happy Sega's proud of their history. I'm so happy.
Yeah, and when you look at it, it's very eye-opening to the other things Sega makes, because Sega is not new to things like to things like slot machines and other like items, as you will see on that.
Cause I think like after like they stepped out of the console race, everyone had this assumption that Sega like died basically, and Sega was starting to get coupled in with just like other third-party devs.
Yeah.
And like that's not the case, even though they're not in the console race.
Yeah, I remember when they went third party and filed bankruptcy that first time. Like, I was devastated as a child.
I don't think I like knew, I wasn't cognitive enough at the time to know of it as the news came out. I think I like slowly realized, like I saw Sonic Heroes like coming out on GameCube and I'm like, what? What do you mean it's on the GameCube?
I crossed my arms with every Sega game coming out on a system that was not the Sega. Really.
I mean, I think it worked out for me because my brother was already into Nintendo and I was the Sega kid. And so I already was getting the Nintendo consoles. Well, no, I didn't get consoles until the Dreamcast. That was the very first one. I think, was I the gamer first? Like, I was like the kid gamer. Like, I loved Sonic so much that we played games. But then after that, my brother played all other games and I just like didn't play as many diverse games. But that's basically how it worked out, and then he ended up liking Nintendo anyway. Like when he went to friend's house, he liked N64 and all that business, so it worked really well. I'm like, oh, Sonic's gonna be on GameCube, cool, we're getting that anyway. So it worked out for me. I wasn't as heartbroken as you, but
oh yeah.
Do you have any siblings?
Dude, but I was no, was an only child.
See, okay, that makes sense.
All for me. Everything's all for me.
And so when things go bad, you cry. Sonic,
oh,
no,
yeah.
What am I gonna do?
Oh, just Sega in general, because I thought it was the end of Sega. Like, I was like, all my favorite games are going away. Bye.
Oh, is this Mario and Sonic? Let's check it out.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that there's a remix of this.
Oh,
I still like the original better, but I appreciate remixes. Another story mode. Hopefully, it's not disappointing.
It's probably in the same vein of like TSR.
This looks like the I don't know if it's DS or 3DS, but Mario and Sonic had like stories on 3DS, I believe, and I think this is similar to that. A handheld Mario and Sonic. It seems in line with that. I love this theme for Eggman so much. It is way more bopping than it needs to be.
Yeah.
I don't really think Eggman when I hear this song. I think Sonic going, whatever you say, Eggman. Like just being a little goof.
Eggman's pretty hip though. He'd be totally in.
I mean, Jim Carrey Robotnik is a different story. Jim Carrey Robotnik is like basically my father.
All right.
You seem to really like that one. I got more. I'm playing.
I loved it.
What's that? More adventure stuff? There's no clues, guys. Twip. Twip. I'm on the side of the fence that, like, I feel like it's what we were talking about before, but I guess I didn't put it clearly. So here, I'll finish my point. It's a stream. I get confused and I forget what I was talking about. But we were talking about how Sega considers the adventure games retro titles. I'll use the word retro to avoid confusion with classic Sonic and modern Sonic. They're considered retro titles. And so I think the confidence is being put across the board on all retro titles.
Sega is looking backwards, and they're looking at all of these old IPs that they've had throughout the years because people are talking about them again.
And so the reason I think a remake is coming is because I think that they're across the company-wide, I think that they're more proud of their history. There's a lot of remakes coming out in general. That is why I think an adventure remake is coming. So I'm on the same side of the fence as people who think an adventure remake is coming. I just don't think that they're like secretly going adventure over and over again. That I don't think that's happening. I don't see that. I just see across the board there's classic Sonic hype, there's adventure hype.
If it makes people feel better too, there was never a mainline Sonic game on the Saturn. Like those all got canceled. Supposed to be the mainline one.
What does that have to do with what we're talking about?
Well, because they wouldn't look at Saturn first for any kind of remakes. The most viable solution is to skip it and go to Dreamcast. which you would be looking at your Adventure 1, Adventure 2.
Wait, are you thinking they'd remake Jam or R?
No. I'm just saying, like, it's appropriate to think that Adventure remake would come, because there's nothing before that they haven't done, and they're not going to look at like R and 3D Blast as a viable solution or remake to push out again.
See,
the next step would be Adventure. From Mania, the next remake step would be Adventure and Heroes.
What puts everything up in the air and like mixes it around and confuses me and makes it hard to predict is that you also see this huge push in the community for something new and to stop pandering. And like when you think about it, since they've been doing nostalgia-based things, you could say, since Generations. While it was classic Sonic and there was only like a few adventure stuff in there, it still was a look back. And so when you look to the 30th anniversary, I can see why a lot of people would be like, no, this has got to be the year where they show us the potential of the Sonic brand for the future, as opposed to what it's already done. And so it's unclear if they're gonna go that route or they're gonna jump on the remake bandwagon. If the remake bandwagon was non-existent, I would be of the mindset that they would be pushing to do something new based on community reaction. However, the bandwagon is so on fire, I have no idea. That's what I'm saying. I'm done now.
You're good. No, I definitely think the same thing too. It's just it's all about the viability of it, like, and what's going on currently. And there's still remakes coming out. We just had another Sega remake come out. The Panzer Dragoon remake just came out like last night. So like remakes are still coming out, and they're still like very popular in some regards. So I mean, it can be any. I mean, it can go either way at this point.
Are these Facebook emotes?
No, so these are Line. These are Line. Line is a popular communication in Japan, and there's already pre-existing Sonic emotes for the Line Messenger, but this is one of them. Normally, they're like 99 cents, and they come with 40 emotes. They're all very cute. I think the last one they put out was the Sketchhog. Was the Sketchhog ones where it has those Sketchhog versions of like Knuckles and SBO. But it's a very popular like Japanese like instant messenger for your phone.
I like the chow. Like I can imagine myself like sending that when someone's not answering me. Like there's just one chow that comes in. It's like hello. And this is all the chow join. Like where are ya?
You just gotta find somebody online to use it.
I mean, I'm not gonna install a whole new messaging app for it. If they come out on some other app that I use, I would definitely grab them.
You could get them and rip them and put them on a Discord server.
Twip said, sounds selfish, but this is why I wanted a remake this year and something new next year. I agree, Twip. I mean, in a perfect world, that's how it would go. My hope is that the reason they didn't do any games during that time was because they're putting a lot of work into it. But then again, that's what we said about Forces. Sorry, but you know,
I think
it was a more casual experience. That's what I'm gonna say.
I think this year and mid next year will be your big window for like remakes, and then I think it'll start dropping off. Like after that, like it'll still kind of be popular, but then we'll kind of subside a little bit.
I mean, simply based on how many people keep bringing up an adventure remake, like just across the board. Like I watch other Sonic content, people talk about it. It's a buzzword right now. If it's not an adventure remake, they're missing out on all that viral opportunity. Because it's clear that the Adventure Remake has viral ability. It's already doing it, and it's not even confirmed. It's just happening. It's just, it's existing. Everybody's mind connected has agreed, mostly, like, Adventure Remake, like most people. That's what seems to be going on. Like, even people that don't want it are making videos going, this is why I don't want an Adventure Remake. Dude, you're still thinking about it. It's still being promoted. It's still being sent around.
I want a brand new experience of Sonic, like adventure.
So if I was the king of Sonic Team and I was hearing what I'm hearing, my aim would be okay, I'm hearing a lot of people want something new, a lot of people want adventure stuff. I honestly would make an SA3 but not call it Adventure 3. I agree with people going it's impossible to live up to that hype. But I would make
you don't want to call it 3 because it would, if it bombs,
yeah, and I would save
this
that
is your
title for
Wally
something.
collabor.
I would save that title for something that I know would work. For example, like when I have an engine established in this hypothetical game I'm talking about, then I would make a game after that takes place right after Adventure 2 for some reason. But anyway, I'd make this game that is like Adventure 3, has Chow Garden, uses 2D art, very stylized and like colorful and not like the static 3D renders we've seen, and make it no boost button platforming, speed platforming, and then make it fun. And that's it. All new content though. I think would capture the most fans, especially considering we have is it Evening Star now, and a lot of people are expecting them to focus on Classic Sonic. So I agree.
I've
no
always
Classic
thought about
Sonic and
that.
Modern anymore. I agree. I'm of the same mindset.
I agree with that. No more. Split them up.
Keep them separate.
Have
They did
Evening
it
Star do a
Mania.
Classic Sonic every once in a while. Have Modern. Let them do Modern. Let them do it.
So they're showing phone cases that are magnetic.
Yeah. I think the company is Wally, but this is the collaboration that like we've seen time and time again on like social media.
Why do you want a phone cover that's magnetic? You put it on your fridge?
So you can stick it to things, bro.
I don't know why I would.
I have like a little thing right here that if I had one of those, I could just stick my phone.
I think I need like one of those
That's not the
videos.
intended purpose.
I think I need to see one of those videos where they show me all the reasons why it's convenient. Like, you know, the pop socket, how they would show you like, oh, you don't drop it anymore. Like, are you tired of? And then somebody like really dumb doing the dumb thing. I need that kind of.
And looking frustrated.
Yeah. Oh, and they like do it badly on purpose. Like all those,
they like hit their head and like look up at the sky.
It's the first thing that comes to mind is all of those like infomercials for spatulas or like what is it, like the non-stick pans.
Are you tired of breaking your egg when you flip it and then they flip it and then they start?
They're like they can't do a normal human task. Like I never have that much trouble flipping an egg, but apparently
these are all
can't.
I've just noticed that.
They're all
Damn it, we
iPhones?
never get Android stuff. Yeah, they all look. I think they're all.
You're not with it, dude. You gotta get an iPhone. I have an iPhone.
No, bro. I'm all about Androids.
I was all about. Honestly, I'm not about just any smartphones. I have not bought a single smartphone. They've all been hand-me-downs.
That's okay.
So I get whatever I get whatever the last person who is nice enough to give it to me wants me to have. And so this time I have an iPhone, and I gotta say, I love it. I do. I find that it falls up like Androids fall apart faster. They're better when you get them. Like when you get them, you're like, oh my god, I can do so many things, and you can like get emulators on them, and it's very easy to like mess with them and do what you want. But then when they get old, they start like falling apart and freezing and not working. iPhones just work for like a long time. So I'm happy about that. Yay, IDW!
All right, look.
How do you feel about the
IDW
IDW
in Japan.
comics? Are you reading them?
Off and on.
Wait, they're coming out in Japan, translated? Look, I don't understand Japanese, Shanny.
I said look, not listen.
Okay, I'm looking at him holding a comic book. That doesn't tell me if it's gonna be translated.
He's very excited.
You're my translator, Shanny. Help me. Come on. This is disappointing, not gonna lie, Sam. We really tried to tell you there's no game announcement. Sam, can you just tell me
May 8th.
what you
I believe
what you
May 8th
expected?
is when these are coming out, like over there. And
So
it's
wait.
and I think they're just gonna skip right to the they're gonna skip right to the hardbacks.
So
to
is
the
it considered
like the
manga then? Isn't it?
compilation. This is just a comic. It's an American comic.
Weird. So then what's the difference between a Japanese translated comic from a manga?
June, knock it down a little bit. We can't.
What? What was he saying?
Because it like glares. This is like June was ready to like move.
Oh, I see.
That's what it looks like. It looks like they're gonna start releasing compilations over in because you know how we've just now got like the compilation that's like issue like 1 through 5 in the one book.
Yeah.
That's what's coming out over there.
Okay, makes sense. So you don't know the difference between manga and comic?
No, I know the difference, but that's a comic. They even say it. When he says Eigo, he's saying, oh, it's an English book. So it's an English comic.
Is it where it comes from? Is that why it's called comic? I see. Okay.
But it looks like May 5th. No, May and the 8th. So on the 8th of May, it's supposed to come out. It'll be the equivalent of it's Nissan Sanbyaku. About $22 in American.
Oh, nice.
It's like 23, but our currency's worth more.
Shanny, you're so good at what you do.
I'm trying.
Sam answered what I said. This is not Sam Procrastination, by the way. Sam Nicholas said he was expecting something new, like a new game. I was expecting at least a small trailer announcement like they did for TSR.
Well,
you're referring to South by Southwest, right?
Yeah.
This is not South by Southwest. We are getting that in April.
These kind of streams are very casual streams, much like the American ones. These are things about just Jun and Hoshino looking at stuff that's already out, looking at stuff that's that's just kind of around the corner merchandise wise, nothing too big, and they're just kind of putting their input on it and giving their opinion on it. It's not something like eyes will go to for them to be announcing things. It's a very casual stream.
I think the confusion comes from this being unprecedented. Sonic has never done anything like this, and so in the past, every single time they've done a Sonic live stream, it has been a big deal, and now that they're monthly, people are like, oh, does that mean we're getting a game announcement every month? And now we're learning, no, they're just starting a series in which they announce stuff. However, this could be a very interesting way to put us off guard.
I want to point something out.
What?
I want to point something out. The Archie series, I don't ever think made it to Japan, because I seem to remember a lot of Japanese people knowing that there was a comic in America, but not totally knowing like the contents of that comic. So I don't remember there ever being I don't remember everything like this coming over to Japan, because they had their own mangas for like Sonic. That's really interesting that IDW.
Howard says, Evan, your room looks like Japan. I agree, Shanny. That looks like Japan because of the wall design. This is a room divider so that Lourdes can live her life while I stream. That's why it looks like that.
She's living her life right behind it, like right now as
all kinds of exciting things are going on that you can't see behind me, like her sleeping and trying to sleep over my loud voice. But like I told her, I'm like, I can't whisper the entire live stream.
You're like I've committed. I'm sorry, your nap will have.
I mean, this doesn't happen that often. What, these streams are gonna be once a month? She can can have a crappy sleep once a month. It's okay. It'll be fine. Sonic Runners OST. I love the OST so much. Wait, was that an eh? You don't like the OST for Runners?
I said yee.
Oh,
no,
you were excited. It was a very hard to distinguish how you felt with that sound. You were like, eh, eh. It was like confused and excited.
I was excited, and then I was like, what did I just get excited for? Hold on.
We need a Sonic manga like Dragon Ball, John. There is already a Sonic manga. I said manga. Oops.
There's a bunch of variations of Sonic mangas out there, and some of them are really strange, and some of them are really good. The one that I see the most is very comedic, and I think it's called Spin and Dash, and that's when you get all the weird Sonic faces, and the one with like Sonic and Shadow like screaming at each other, like to their faces. I think that's what it's called. It's either that or Dash and Spin, something like that.
What's the one where Sonic is like he's like a superhero and he has like a secret identity?
That's the one where he's Nicky.
Yeah,
Nicky the Hedgehog.
I like that.
I don't know the title of it. I'll have to look it up. I was meaning to go through and try to collect some of those. There's one that's very silly. that has a U, but it is a it's called, I think it's like Sonic Gaiden, and it's a fictitious origin story for Sonic, and it involves the pilot Chuck Yeager, the one who broke the speed, and how Sonic protects him from like a crash, and like fighter pilots wear Sonic on their jacket from then on. Something, it was like really goofy like that. It's like it's in like a weird like manga magazine.
There's so many weird Sonic products. That's why Sonic is like, that's why I'm 26 and I can't escape, because every other day, like what Shanny just told me, I find something new and I'm like, oh crap, well, I guess
we'll have to next time we catch David, we'll have to get David the Lurker to tell you about it, because he has that whole thing.
I gotta make sure I have an entire night reserved for David to explain stuff to me though. So I'll let you know when I'm free. Sam asks, Evan, quick question. Other than an SA1 remake, what would you want the next Sonic game to be about? Well, I mean, I'm of the mindset that I would like a little bit more of a focus on story. I don't want it to be like super deep or anything. I think I miss. See, I put it into different words every time I say it in hopes that I can maybe clarify how I feel. I know a lot of people, you know, watch every stream I do, which I really appreciate. So here, let me try to reword it in the most clear, current way I can. The more poetic Sonic stories, you know, like where they try to invoke some sort of emotion, like Black Knight or SA2. Like, I would not say that those are incredibly complex or deep stories.
Okay.
It's just, it seems like there is some sort of function of the story. They're actually trying to communicate and send a message. Sonic Battle is good at that. Like at the end, they're talking about humanity, and when you're playing it, you're like, wow, like I actually came out thinking about the human experience in some way. Something like that. Lost World doesn't really do that. The most interesting thing Lost World does is go, ooh, Sonic made a mistake, and oh, Sonic and Eggman are working together. That's not really new, but Sonic making a mistake and admitting it was kind of cool. But that cutscene, you can just watch that cutscene and that's it. I want a story that kind of teaches you a lesson about the human experience through the entire arc, through all the choices that the characters made, mistakes the characters made. That is a more well-structured narrative. I don't want the world's greatest writer. It doesn't have to be Ian Flynn. I think what I'm asking for is very little, but it's a shift in mentality on how Sonic stories work. I want to get rid of this mentality that Sonic doesn't need to worry about stories, but I also don't really want to embrace this idea that Sonic stories have to be the most important thing ever, if that makes sense. They don't need to be the greatest story ever told by a video game, but you can't throw that in the garbage, because Sonic is one of those unique video game series where there's so many things to enjoy about it. A lot of people enjoy it just for the story. A lot of people enjoy it just for the music. A lot of people enjoy it just for the character design. You know? And I think this story is being forgotten. That's the most notable thing right now. Gameplay too, but I think gameplay was in the forefront around Generations, and it's for whatever reason taken a back seat. Hopefully it comes back along with the story. That's the best I can really answer, Sam. Is this a new trailer?
This is the Olympic. Yeah, see the Olympics.
Oh, this is 2020. This is already out.
Yeah. It's the I think they're more in reference of the mobile version of it right now. I think that's what they've been kind of focusing on.
Right, but this is a trailer for the Switch version.
Yeah, this is a trailer for the Switch one. I guess they were talking about the other one. Because the other one that they've been talking about the most is...
I think the stream just ended. Not on our end. Bad mechanic, but I appreciate you keeping us in the loop with that stuff, because that would be really embarrassing.
Yeah, the stream... Yeah, the stream probably just...
Oh wait, that is actually the end? I guess it probably is.
Yeah, I think they're going to show some like advertisement
and then just end it. I didn't realize what time it was. I guess it really is done.
We were just having so much fun and the time flew. Time went fast.
I mean, it always does with you, Shanny. And
It
with
always
you,
does with Sonic.
chat. Yeah, wow. I mean, I get it, guys. We feel like, I mean, if this is actually done, I guess I can just switch to my camera. Give me a sec.
Well, let's
Well,
let
I'll
it
play it on the
out.
background.
This is very, very pretty.
It's still playing the audio from the Sega stream. How do I get rid of it? I'm gonna have to wait till the stream ends, because for some reason, no matter what slide I go to on OBS, it plays the stream audio, and I don't want to have to remove it because I want to use it in the future. Anyway, so I get it. I get how a lot of Sonic fans are feeling right now. We're in a drought, and some people react to that negatively, and some people react to that optimistically. That's why we're having this like huge.
You know what?
split.
I feel like it's not just the fact that we're in a drought. I think it's the fact that we are now in an unknown area where
Because the company's shifting.
the company, well, because it looks like their like couple-year plan has ended. So now like nobody knows what direction this next game is gonna go, because everyone either thinks about the Izuka interview and goes, "Oh my God, what's gonna happen with that? Like, what's going to get incorporated into the next game?" Mania and Forces did really well. Is there a remake? Is there not? Look, they keep referencing Adventure, but they've done that before. Like, and now it's unknown because there's not been any like real hints towards anything.
I mean,
it's
that's
like-
good. They've been good about keeping their lips sealed this time. Great.
I know,
I'm kind of
it's-
honestly tired
but it's
of
scary
leaks.
to some people because it's they're so used to it.
I mean, of course, as a news channel, like, bring me the real leaks. But, like, honestly, like, whenever you report on leaks, a part of me is like, oh, Sega, like, man. Because, like, somebody is in serious distress every single time an actual leak comes out. And so, like, even though it benefits us incredibly as a news channel, I really don't want that at all. I don't. That sucks. I want their announcement to be the way they intend it to be. And it looks like that's the way it's going. We're getting really close to April, and none of us, despite what some have you believe, none of us know what's going to happen. I know a lot of you are sure it's going to be an adventure remake, myself included, but I don't want to be that guy that gives you false hope. So what I think is going to happen is very different than what is going to happen. Probably. I've told you in very vivid detail what I would do, what I think's gonna happen, and that's all I can do on this stream. But yeah, this has been our coverage of the Sonic Station Live. Oh, they're back. They're still there. Okay, I'll take more. I'll take more, man. Or are they just saying goodbye? Can you imagine they just went goodbye and then I go right? They're still here. It's supposed to go till. Wait,
They're just having so much fun. They
Give me
just
a
had to
sec
come
here.
back.
Let me check.
Ryan said the stream's not done yet anyway, so.
Yeah, it's supposed to be over at 8, but it's not. All right, well, whatevs.
All right.
I'll take it. More content, sure. Are they just saying it released?
Yeah, they're talking about the game.
It came out. I like these games. I just want them to like. I mean, this one had a story, so that's cool. This one I felt like made a lot of changes. I feel like every Mario and Sonic game that came out should have been as ambitious as this one, though. I feel like a lot of people are kind of tired of the series at this point. I mean, I see the sales, like it gets smaller and smaller each time. So like, I don't know how much longer these are gonna exist. What do you think, Shanny?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of teeters back and forth for me sometimes, but I try to enjoy.
I mean, they come out, what, like every 3 years? So, like, I guess they're spaced enough for me to be, like, moderately excited each time. But, like, again, I don't know how many more of these will exist. I'll probably pick up 2020 if it's the last one. I definitely will buy it.
Well, I think a lot of 2020, given the current circumstances, change that to 2021. So they might as well change it to 2021.
Well, I mean, their game came out in 2020, so I mean,
I know.
it's fine with them. They can keep it. They'll just exist in an alternate reality where the Olympics took place in 2020. And
Pocket
that's fine,
dimension.
because they're also in the pocket dimension where Sonic is at the Olympics with Mario, so it's alright. It's fine.
That would be the party world if we get another.
Oh, they're just gonna play it. Wait, do they just have like another hour-long stream where they just play this game?
Yeah, I saw them with it looks like they had 2 different.
Look at them.
Welcome to my Let's Play channel.
I can do
I
that
hope
too.
I hope they do the Kumite because I like that's my favorite mini.
Now I gotta put it back. Crap.
Yeah, they'll probably play this. They'll probably play Mario and Sonic for a little.
For the rest of the stream, probably. I worry I'm just gonna be sitting here watching them like just like do their own thing. What's going on? Is there a new game? eBay? No. Also, nice username, eBay. The IDW Sonic annual has been delayed. Really? I think.
Yeah,
I saw that.
they've delayed the stuff due to the
Yeah.
due to the
Not surprising at all.
yeah.
I think I saw something about what is it? Their producer that actually like prints it. They don't want to like put those people at risk. Milo asks.
Well, they don't want to put the people.
Put people at what? Okay. What made you conclude that an essay remake is possible? Which interview are you referring to? Milo, I'm not referring to any interview in particular. I will just briefly state it because I've mentioned it in this live stream already. But just based on things that are going on around Sonic, I think an adventure remake will come out. Though I'm not on the side of the fence that I believe they are teasing it. So it's still up in the air, in my opinion, honestly. I think it's going to happen because of other remakes going on around it and the company's newfound confidence in retro games, which do include Adventure 1 and 2 because they were on the Dreamcast. So yes, that's all to that. Shanny, about the IDW comic cancellation.
I think one of the things that they were talking about, because I know a lot of people talk about them being delayed and everything, but this is a special circumstance, and I think they're doing a full delay, I believe. Not somebody will have to look that up, like, because they were debating on whether to release them just digitally, but then someone was kind of like, that probably. So I think they are just doing like a full delay of them. Because I know when you release things just fully digital, when there's like a print, when there's like a physical print happening, that it gets a little wacky, and people might miss issues. You know how that is.
I mean, I've heard there's been so many delays with IDW now anyway that like, whatever. It's like, as long as the comics, like, just make the comics keep coming out as great as they've been, and I don't care when I get them.
As long as people enjoy it, that's all that matters.
It's tricky because, like, of course you want to keep a consistent time so that people go, oh, it's supposed to come out, and they were looking for it. So hopefully it's not hurting them. I've heard a lot of good things about IDW Sonic, and I hope it's doing well. I hope it gets to continue and flourish like Archie got that chance. I think it's IDW's turn to go and tell its wacky stories and have fun and play with it. And I hope it gets to that point. I really do.
Terry R said, "You know what would be cool? A Sonic Advance collection that includes Battle and Pocket Adventure."
Sonic handheld collection.
Oh my god, I wish that there was like a definitive collection that would go up to, like, that would be just the incorporation of like Sonic Gems and like the Sonic Jam stuff. And then can we get a Sonic World 2? Can we get a Sonic World 2 like Sonic Jam? I'd enjoy that.
I mean, I feel like that a Sonic World 2 would be like a cute thing they could add on the side of like a bigger budget game. Like, it can be included as a reference because it's such a small thing. Like, are you meaning like a whole game?
No.
Or wait, you mean like a Sonic World that like where you run through
Sonic
a little
Jam.
hub? I see what you're saying. You're saying like you want a new Sonic collection where there is a hub to get to the other games and content in it.
Have you
Like
ever seen Sonic Jam on the Saturn?
No, yeah.
So they had Sonic World, and that was your like historical factor. Like, that was like the history of Sonic. So thing to have, to like update it and incorporate it. If you would add more games to a collection, that'd be amazing.
Wait, Sonic World is not that little hub. You're not talking about the little hub in Sonic Jam.
Yeah, that's like the thing with the history. That's where you like run around and you can go into the movie theater and watch like
Yeah.
things
So
from,
what you're asking for is a new collection.
a
where
bigger
there's a
bigger
hub.
collection with an updated version of that.
That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. What if that's just what we're getting? Well, how would you
I'd
feel
be-
if
I'd
that's
be-
what we're getting?
I'd be fine. I am all about like the history of like something that would elaborate or like just have history behind it would be exciting.
It's true. I just feel like a lot of people would be really upset because it seems like there's so many people that want a new mainline game.
It's another release of Sonic 1 and 2. Sonic 3 and Knuckles probably won't be on it. Knowing how everything. Oh man, it just.
How did they get away with the what is it? The one on Steam. They have Sonic 3 on that.
Because they had ownership of like they probably had ownership or there was a date set to where they could keep releasing that stuff, and the Steam one kind of teetered on that date, and then after Steam, like whatever the agreement they had probably ran out, and then they couldn't do it anymore.
Really?
That's the only thing I can think of. I know. It's weird, right? It's weird, right? And then you'll never get an answer to that question because it gets tiptoed around. So all you could do is kind of look at it and go, huh, maybe this is what happened.
Sonic 3, such an interesting case. That game is like locked and it's like one of their best games, and they're just like what did they do? You know what I mean? To make that game.
It's locked in a box.
They must have used like black magic to make that game exist in this reality. And like Sega's like, we can never do that again. It's locked in a box
in Sega and somebody lost the key.
I mean, that's the more likely option. I'm trying to be imaginative about it, Shanny.
I know. But I was thinking that they have the box. The other party has the key, and they're like, "Can we have that key so we can get this game out of the box?" And they're like, "Yes, for $100,000, you can have it."
Yeah, that's probably exactly what it's like, except not a literal key. It's more like a contract.
It'd be fun if it was a literal key.
Yeah. So, are we just gonna be watching these dudes have a good time when I could be playing some video games?
No. No.
Man, I wish I was on Sonic Team so people could just watch me play games.
What if we tune off and they start talking about a Sonic Adventure remake? Lourdes will be very upset.
I mean, no, I don't think she will.
Oh, okay.
You know what? She would pop out of bed if I said an adventure remake. She definitely would. But like, if she found out that I like
come busting through that wall.
But if I like didn't show it on stream for like a few seconds, I don't think she would like be mad at me or anything. This game really is fun though. Like, I remember when I played the demo, I really liked it, so I'm surprised it reviewed so poorly. That's why I was saying the stuff I was saying earlier about how I think people had high expectations because there was a story with cutscenes. Yeah. That they really thought this game would be much different, and it really is a lot of the same, but it's just all across the board done so much better. Oh, we didn't hear about the arcade version of this game at all.
No, we haven't.
We were supposed to.
I imagine it'll be like the previous one where it'll be just Sonic characters. And then it'll be like the mobile.
Hopefully the actual arcade booth design will be better, because I know that there's an arcade near me that I go to, and they have the older arcade version with the two giant like almost like arcade sticks that you hold. And I think what happens is,
I know what you're talking about.
Kids assume that the running event is played by doing this, even though the game doesn't tell you to do that. Or I think it might have. It might actually tell you to do that. But doing this, and you know, kids being as they are, the joysticks are broken. And so when I went to play, navigating the menus is a nightmare. Like an absolute nightmare. It doesn't work. You never get the character you want. You're trying to like nudge it left and right to select your favorite. You can't. It defeats the purpose of it being a collab game where you want to play as like your favorite character and they're all represented. You can't because the dumb joysticks don't work. So you're stuck playing as whoever you get, who you don't care about. Playing an event you can't play because the joysticks don't work. Like, they need to rework how it works so that it can work for many, many years. Because I know Sega does arcade. I know they know how to do it. They must have just like not been thinking with Mario and Sonic.
Arcades are one of their. Someone mentioned Big's Big Fishing Adventure 3. It's not dead. It'll happen eventually.
Badnik was said it really was Evan who broke the game. Badnik, I swear to you, it was not. Here's why. And I have proof. I have proof. I know you're just memeing on me, but I have proof.
You would never
Sam and Garrulous, Sam Procrastination Station, Garrulous 64, they recorded themselves playing it. I did not even play the game once. There's no footage of me playing it. There's only footage of them. So it is their fault it's broken, if anybody. I don't have footage of the kids playing arcade machines because I'm not a weirdo, but I have footage of those kids playing it. And they must have broken it.
But those kids.
Those kids, yes. The kids I hang out with and are my age. Or are they my age? I don't know all their ages. I think I'm older than them by a little bit, but
I'm older than all of you.
Are you proud of this?
It's an interesting thing to think about.
It's an interesting thing for me to think about too. The thought crosses my mind all the time where I'm like, at what age will I get to? In which I'll be like, that comes up like from a lot of people. I feel like a lot of friends I had that were my age that like left Sonic were like, oh, I don't want to be that guy that's like 30 and still talking about Sonic. But here's the thing: if you live an accomplished life, right? Like if you have a career you're proud of, if you like, say you're trying to make that comic you've been working on. This is just for the example. You're trying to make that comic you've been working on. Do you really think people are gonna get on your case if you've got this like comic and you're like really successful? And you also like Sonic? Like, no. Like, you just have to... No one cares. You just need to make sure you're living a fulfilling life. It doesn't matter what your interests are in the long run. You just can't be somebody who sits in their basement and only talks about Sonic. You need to have something else going on in your life. That is when you get into the territory where people are gonna like judge you and be worried about you. They're judging you because they're worried about you. This stigma that Sonic turns you into that person is ridiculous. That your interests do not dictate who you are. Your interests are who you are. They are an extension of you. They are not who you are. So this idea that you have to stop loving what you love solely because of your age is ridiculous, and you're making yourself miserable for no reason. If you still like it, like it. If it's changed and turned into something you no longer like, you leave for that reason. That's fine. However,
I will never leave Sonic.
The thing is, Sonic changes so often and revisits past material. It's clearly embracing the older fans like me and you, and so that's why we stick around. Because Sega doesn't screw with us. They really don't. They you know, the quality of the games and product in the end is sometimes questionable, but I'm saying it's clear they don't intend to neglect us. What happens is scheduling reasons, internal struggles result in a product that's not what they intended to produce. But I never get the sensation that they don't want to produce a game that appeals to me, and I'm 26. The only sensation I got that they weren't appealing to me or weren't trying to appeal to me was like Lost World. I'm like, whoa, like this is definitely not my thing, because the entire thing shifted. Forces kind of brought that back a bit, but it's still a little bit guilty of the Lost World situation. But I can see in Forces, I can see them trying to push back, and based on Forces' reception, I think they're gonna keep stepping away from Lost World too. So that's why I'm still here. It hasn't become a situation in which I think it's so different that I gotta jump ship because who I am, my identity, doesn't fit with this interest anymore. It still does, and so I'm here.
Sonic
What's
Sonic
your
is
stance?
a roller coaster. My
Yes.
stance, dude, I'll go to my fan. I can't even walk away from this franchise and or community because every time I try to, it pulls me back in, like by my leg. It's
Do you have a
Sonic has
specific
always been an
story
interesting.
about when you were pulled back into it?
Well, with SFGHQ, so when in for me as a child, Sonic Adventure was like the biggest part. In my opinion, it's the last variation of classic Sonic you ever see. And then the tone shifts into Adventure 2. That's what I believe. That's an opinion of mine.
Right.
I was not hyped for Adventure 2. As the series went, it just did not interest me. So there was a period when I got the stuff like Shadow the Hedgehog and the storybooks where I just was like not interested anymore and bailed. But for some weird reason, when like Colors and like Unleashed came out, I just kind of got pulled back into it. Like people started resurfacing, and I don't know how I ended up getting and looking at it and going like, oh, that's weird. Like like they're doing 2.5D stuff, and then just kind of came back into it, and then it was just like gotcha, just grabbed me and roped me right back in.
See, and
and
that's
then I ended
interesting
up being an
because some people,
SFGHQ.
because some people would say that that's the very thing that's pushing them away, right? So we have this like push-pull of tons of groups of communities where like things like Colors
each
bring
person.
people back forward towards it, and other people get pushed away from it. And
It's different
my
from each
mentality. My mentality is what
That's
makes
the
you
thing.
think. Sorry, my mentality is what makes you think that Sega won't just shift again, and they will. I think they will.
But that's the point. Like you said in another video last time, that Sonic is no longer like a game; it's a genre.
Yeah.
Like everything that happens in the world of Sonic is very strange because if it was any other game, it would be out and done with. Think about Sonic as a property and the things around it reacting to it that just makes it so wild. And I think the community has a thing to do with it. I think its developers have things to do with it. But I think that's the most interesting thing was if it was any other game that would do that, I wouldn't care. But because it's like, oh, wow, Sonic just did a huge tone difference. What? He's turning into a werehog? Like, oh, look, they're going back to like 2.5D out of nowhere. Like,
It's similar to how like people almost piggyback on Nintendo Directs for their Smash announcements, because Smash is similar in how it's chaotic in nature with the news surrounding it. You never know what you're gonna get.
yeah.
Thank you for the curry. You never know what you're gonna get, and Sonic is similar in that, right? And that's another reason why, you know, it keeps me around. I've seen that so many times, guys. It doesn't look like it tastes good. I'm sorry. It doesn't look like it tastes good. It's cool that it looks like Sonic's face.
Hoshino made a little bit of a face when he looked at that.
He's like, I don't want to eat blue food. This is not right.
But yeah, I mean, like Sonic's kind of like a roller coaster, and look at the movie. Had it been anything else, I could almost promise you, had it been anything else, people would have kind of complained, but no one would have batted an eye because it was Sonic and because it had something to do with the most important aspect of his design and the community freaking out. It became a roller coaster, and like following the news of that movie was almost as exciting as the movie itself. It's so strange. And I think that's why, and I think too, it's because we've been so involved, like Sonic and Sega, you know, all that stuff too,
so
that
much
we're able to
history.
follow it a little bit closer.
There's so much history for Sega in particular.
It's just like up and down.
It kind of roots all the Sonic news, because once you know the Sega news and their history, it makes you go, like, for example, when they did the redesign for the Sonic movie, I was like, dang, Sonic again makes history. Mario and Sonic collab, again, Sonic makes history. Sonic and Smash, again, makes history. Genesis Mini, again, makes history. I know those are not in order, but like constantly using its own history to push itself into irrelevance over and over again. and it keeps happening, and every single time I think it's gonna stop, it happens again. So if you ever wonder, why is this 26-year-old running this Sonic YouTube channel? That's why, I promise you. I love it. I've been here since like the beginning, basically. Game Gear, I know it doesn't really count, but like pretty much the beginning.
It certainly does. Even for me.
It didn't count at the beginning. I remember in the like 2000s when I was like just getting into the internet side of the Sonic community. When I used to say that I came in around the GameCube era, there was a lot of like, oh, I got it, and the Genesis. I was here during the Genesis. Now there's so many fans that entered in Generations or Unleashed or whatever. Oh,
I know.
Forces.
I still think about it.
Sure.
I still think about it when people are like, oh yeah, you know, like Sonic, like that one kid at South by Southwest where he said Sonic Colors is his childhood, and then I have to like look down and be like, my God.
Yeah.
Like has it been that long?
It's why they're showing a Forces trailer. I can't believe it. Still, how old is this game? 4? 5 years?
Yeah.
4? Is it 4 years?
Still gotta show it.
That's nuts. That is absolutely insane. Fist bump. I know people like this song. It's so weird. It's like almost not done. I feel like it's not done. Like, I've made music before, I've made covers before. It sounds like one of my covers that I would listen to and be like, there's something missing, and I'd put it away in my projects folder and come back to it later, to when I can hear it with fresh ears and figure out what's wrong with it. That's what Fist Bump sounds to me. It's like it's almost there, but it's not.
Every time I hear Fist Bump, I just go this again, because I just remember it getting played a lot in the, like a lot.
In what?
In Forces. Every time I think about Fist Bump and I hear it, I just go, oh, it's this song again. Because I remember playing Forces and just hearing it all the time throughout the game.
Oh, well, yeah, whenever you do double boost and all that.
Yeah.
Is the stream gonna end with a Forces trailer? Oh, still on. Wow.
Yeah.
Lourdes is probably like, where's my morning coffee? This is like going on so long.
Her morning coffee is this.
No,
right
it's
here.
not. She's, oh my God, she's probably waiting to play Animal Crossing. I get it. Hey, Wyatt. I saw Roger join in too. Hey, Roger. I hope you're doing well. We're just going overtime, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, they probably before 8:20.
I mean, it's past 8:20 now,
it looks
so we're in uncharted territory.
Oh, I forget time is forward for you. Some of their banter earlier, like put them in a delay.
Dang. I guess they're not running a tight schedule or anything. Stop being self-aware for the sake of being funny, Sonic. That's actually a good discussion. Let's do that. Let's talk about that. Mago.
This is nice. This is a letter. This is a letter from somebody telling them how much they love Sonic. I just saw Sonic got daisuki desu. He really loves Sonic in that letter.
Oh, cool.
See, these are all letters from fans. That's what it looks like.
I wanna touch on the social media being like having self-deprecating humor. How do you start with that? How do you feel about that kind of tone that the social media is taking? Like
Me?
all the way back from like when it started too.
I have a complicated. You've heard this before from me. I have a complicated.
Keep it brief. I have heard it, yeah, but I think it's worth talking about.
I think in that day and age, in this day and age, I think self-deprecating humor and the memes is appropriate. I think it's a double-edged sword. I am not a fan of it, but it made Sonic relevant again because people started talking about like the Twitter and Sonic.
Yep.
They didn't make fun of it. They started acknowledging it like, oh no, look. And it made Sega and Sonic more human and more identifiable. So they became more relatable doing it. I think it's good. I think there will be a time where it stretches thin. It may not necessarily be gauged at fans. It may be gauged at the mainstream also, because again, business goal. You need to bring in as many new people as possible to keep it going. But I mean, it's a two-way street, and I think it's a necessary evil that has to be done. That's what I think about it.
Yeah.
Some of it's funny. I get a giggle out.
I've noticed that they pulled back on it a bit. Like they're not as savage for lack of a better term, as they once were. And honestly, I think that's a good call because there's only so much mileage they can get out of that. The worrisome part is one of the big crowning achievements I find is that currently the Sonic social media has more followers than the Pokemon one. So that's even after Pokemon's huge growth after Pokemon Go. It's still bigger. So to give you an idea of how impactful self-deprecating humor worked, or like how impactful it was, there's your comparison. Though they need to think of something new. They need to change the game again. They need to show everybody that the Sonic social media is a game changer consistently. They have done a lot of really cool things. I mean, the fact that Mania happened is a game changer, but social media specifically, the takeovers are also another really good thing. More stuff like that.
Yeah,
because the takeovers are great, and they need to keep innovating how brands can use social media to promote products. Keep doing it.
Yeah. Ryan is in here. Ryan Langley, which is who runs the Hedge blog. I think they need to do more positive, because the Hedge blog is all about like spreading like history and information in a more positive aspect. Arlen is also I believe he's also father of Sonic Fan Games HQ, which is the place that I reside in. Which, love you, Ryan. Love you, Arlen. But he's really awesome. Like, and he's got that down pat. But I agree with like him and you that everything they need to find a way to put a nice spin and do a little bit more positive like takes on it. Because after a while, the self-deprecation thing gets so dumb.
You got
like I agree. I'm not like in there
something that would personally interest me. This would be like this is like combining Aaron's kind of like meme-ish humor, for lack of a better term, once again, with like something that would be really cool and positive, like you were saying. Why not get like official Sonic artists to sit down and straight up actually make a Sonic OC based on chat comments for a live stream? That would be so cool to see.
Weren't they doing that with Aaron for a little bit?
Yeah, and that was a cool idea of Aaron drawing it, but like anybody can do that. Let's bring it to the Sega quality that like people come to expect. Like you can only do that once for the meme, but like bring it back, but with official artists. Yuji Okawa, anybody? Like really great artists drawing hilarious OCs. People would love that, and they'd be involved. They'd get suggestions from the chat. They'd make more than one. Make a whole sketch page, post it on their social media after they're done. They get all those retweets. Oh my god, it would be so much fun.
So they've made an official character.
They accidentally made an official character? What?
Well, that wouldn't that be taken as official?
I mean, as official as Irish the Hedgehog is, which like what consequence does that have?
I guess, you know what? I guess you're right, because they did Irish the Hedgehog, so that totally like blows the whole. They can't do it because it'll be taken as official. So yeah, more power to them. They should totally do it.
Just things that change the social media game. Things that clearly, like, because what I'm taking away, and I'm a fan, so there's bias, but what I'm taking away from the actions that the Sonic social media has made so far is like, I'm very proud to be a Sonic fan in regards to the social media, because it's uncharted territory. They're changing the medium. They're pushing it forward. They're doing stuff that no brand is doing. It really feels like no other brand is doing it, and I want them to keep that. I don't want other brands to start infringing on that territory.
Changed the way social media is done,
and I love
it. For sure, he is one of the spearheads of it. Yeah, of course.
Sonic's not the leader of many things, but he is of social media, and I want it to stay that way at the very least. Please.
I want more fan involvement with this, with the social media. Not something like too crazy, but yeah, like I like the fact that they do the music, and I like the fact that they show the artwork. But like, yeah, I would love to keep it going, like fan involvement, and find more ways.
Yeah, I think it'd be really cool if, like, for example, if they like straight up had other influencers, for lack of a better term, again, on their live streams. I mean, I know that they probably can't like cover flights or anything, and that's fine. But like, if they organize something where they can get some content creators on live stream or to do something. They had Emmy on that like board game advertisement, stuff like that, but it'd be cool if like it was on an actual live stream and they did like a little show, you know. They could do like a quiz, like see how much Emmy knows about Sonic versus like an actual Sonic team dev. Do you know what I mean? Like fan versus dev, kind of like, what is it, Pro versus Joe? It's like Pro versus Joe basically, but it's a pro Sonic team member versus a fan. And that'd be so cool because with Mania, right, like there's this mentality that like fans know Sonic better than Sonic team does. That'd be kind of like a cheeky way of like plugging into that mentality in a positive way and just making it fun. Why not? I don't know.
Yeah.
Something like that. It does not have to be exactly like that. I'm just, the only reason I'm not trying to be the idea guy. I'm not trying to do that. What I'm trying to do is present an actual plan on what I would do so that you understand what I'm talking about, what I want to see more of, so you guys can like relate with me. I think that's the best way I can with 100+ people that I don't know. Is just present ideas and go, what do you guys think? You guys mess with that? Is that your kind of thing? Cool. Keep watching. Keep hanging out. Chat has ideas, give them to me. I will, if I think they're really cool ideas and I mess with those ideas, I will talk about them on stream and we will have a conversation. That's what it's all about, bro. Because I don't speak Japanese. Shanny speaks a little bit of Japanese, but we don't know what they're talking about. So we're gonna talk about Sonic.
They're reading letters from fans like right now because this is kind of coinciding with the Go Sega thing.
So you in the chat can write English ones, and I guess well, do you think they'll read English ones? I doubt it.
They might not read. Well, they won't read English.
You said that they can submit them in English though, right? For the
chat
bag.
So if you go over to the Go Sega site, the new site that they've just opened, there is a Japanese and there is a English variation of the site, and both of them are doing the submission. Both of them are doing the submissions to Sega.
I see. So nobody is going to be like, well, they might do it on whatever broadcast they're planning in April for South by Southwest. That might be what's happening, but it probably won't be on Sonic Station Live.
I believe, yeah, there'll probably be something. They might even address like what that is in English on the April 20th or April 20th stream. I'm assuming it's April 20th because Sonic Edition.
So I'm hearing, I think I'm being informed that I got donations, but I'm not being informed of them at all. Did you see any in the chat?
I didn't.
I saw none. I have the chat right in front of me. I'm doing nothing else. I know for a fact that if it's a super chat, it's a giant bright color. I've got my Streamlabs opened, dashboard. I don't see nothing, so I hope I didn't miss nobody. I even have donation alerts on the top layer in front of my face on OBS. I'm sorry if I missed anyone's donations. You can hear some sort of notification in the background. Oh, okay. That's Ryan. Ryan, you're hearing you're hearing
like the join, like people.
You're hearing like, the follow alert, and I don't know why it's not showing up. Like it's not like it's not visually showing up on this screen. I have no idea why. It normally shows little tails giving a thumbs up. It's for subscriptions. In the middle of the stream, I was like, why isn't it showing up? It's on the top layer. It's there. I don't know why it's not working. Anyway, back to our reading fan letters in Japanese that we can't read. Dusan Arsik asks, what do you think about the Sonic movie Blu-ray? I'm really excited to see what that animated short is around the world in 80 seconds. 60?
Yeah, I wonder what that is too.
Because from the little tiny thumbnail we saw that people were like taking a picture of with their phones, it looked hand drawn. So I'm wondering if it's going to be like a little Tyson Hess animation. I would really like to see that.
Movie Sonic.
And I mean, we saw him sketch out Movie Sonic for that promo Sonic movie thing when he was teaching us how to draw him. So I'm expecting something like that. I hope it's like that. That'd be really, really cool.
I want to know what the book is. I want to see the book.
Yeah, what is it? What's it called? Do you know the name of it off the top of your head?
I don't actually.
It's like The Adventures of Sonic and Donut Lord, I think.
Yeah.
Roger That Soldier says, Evan, any expectations on Sonic Direct, because that's what people called it? I mean, this is the Sonic Station Live right now. I believe you're referring to the Sonic Direct, which is this. What do I expect? Not a lot, because it's over and we haven't really found much of anything. I do believe that they will. I do believe that they will sneak in a big reveal in one of these Sonic Station Lives. I don't think it's this one. I think it's going to be after. I think it's going to be after whatever we get in South by Southwest, though. South by Southwest will happen. It'll be cool. We're going to munch on that for a little while. Going to be satisfied, and then right when we're not paying attention, I think Sonic Station Live will drop some more details following up on a South by Southwest announcement.
Yeah, because remember on this one right here, Sonic Station Live, this isn't anything that's referenced to like a Sonic Direct, because the Sonic Direct is in reference to April announcements. So April.
Oh, so Sonic Direct, people are referring to the new South by Southwest live stream as the Sonic Direct. That makes sense. Sure, that's fair.
Sam did a good job. He coined it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think we're gonna get a new animated short, because we always get those at those. Maybe a teaser. A teaser, maybe, for whatever's next. I don't think it'll be clear whether it's a remake or a new game from said teaser. This is my expectation. That's what I'm going to go with for our chili challenge or whatever we end up doing this year. Because as you guys know, whenever Sam or I, and anyone is welcome to join this challenge, by the way. What you basically do is, if you're doing some sort of content that requires you to predict what is going to come out for the April announcements, if you are not correct to a T, you have to do blank. We haven't decided yet. It's probably going to be eating something spicy. Sonic Plush donated $2. I want a Sonic Adventure remake. Hey, Sonic Plush, thank you so much for the $2.
So do I.
I do as well, so do many others. Premi. Hey,
Premi,
yeah, it's
I
still
see
going
you.
on. They went over schedule apparently, so yes, we're still sitting here. I'm waiting to have my morning coffee. I know it's a different time for you, so it's probably more convenient for you to be watching this longer, but I'm sitting here trying to get my day started, and then I'm just like,
I am still.
Sonic,
I have
get
not
lost so I can
slept.
eat. I'm just kidding.
I have not slept since like 11 yesterday. I am still wide awake.
This is so nostalgic. Twip and Premi are in a Tales Channel live stream. Guys, you never
I
come
love
around anymore. I miss you guys. Premi, your new song, I love it. Not the pop version though so much, just because that's messing with my vibe. I like the ring version though, because it's the Sonic. The Sonic's involved in that one.
Oh man.
Orange the Hedgehog
Orange
21.
the Hedge Dragon 21.
$2. How do you make a letter on 60 Sega second?
Okay, so again, you can't do it yet. April 21st. April 21st is when they will open it up. Okay. There is an option at the top that says make a letter, but April 21st is when that'll open up. It is June 30th.
You know, it'd be cool if, like, in the future, this is like me being like Whiz Cadet or Space Cadet, Whiz Kid. I merged them together and said Whiz Cadet. Anyway, Whiz Kid. In the future, when you're doing live streams, if you say something that, like, you have to repeat a lot, or you know you're gonna have to repeat a lot, you could, like, I don't know, swipe left and it, like, goes in the corner so everybody can watch a quick clip that's just, like, in a little bubble. And you can, like, label it. Like, how to enter, how to enter a Sonic letter thing, and you click on it, and it's like 3 seconds of you going, this time is when you do it. And you just have like 5 of them on the side, so you never have to repeat yourself again. YouTube, take my ideas. I'm the idea guy. Apparently, that's what I'm being right now. It's in a perfect world, all my ideas would be a reality. Also, I can't help but notice, because, since I stroked Premi's ego, I gotta stroke Twip's as well, because he's gonna get jealous if I don't. Twip, I've noticed you've come back to Sonic Tubing. Welcome. Can I get a clap emoji for Twip coming back to Sonic Tubing? Welcome back. Welcome back, Twip. You got the slow clap. We missed you. We missed you. Evan just invented Twitch commands, y'all. Is that a thing on Twitch, Premi? Like, not specifically what I was talking about, though, because I'm talking about, like, a really easy to navigate for casuals type of idea. I get that there's, like, a lot of different various bots that you can add to Twitch to do different things, but, not specifically what I was referring to. I didn't miss a donation, did I? I don't think I did. Look at all that support, Twip. Look at that.
This is for you.
So Twip, I do want to get together and stream with all you guys again. I do. It's just a matter of deciding what, because I'm a big fan of. Oh, you know what you guys should do? Okay. You know those capture the flag streams we do with SRB2? I would love to have you and Premi on those, because the reason they're so fun is, like, imagine like, I don't know, middle school or grade school, like dodgeball, where you like pick, you know, teams, except we like mix them up so that everybody gets a chance to be on one side and the other side. So like you have that like rivalry for like half of the stream, but then it like completely goes out the door. But then like people prank us.
I love that, Premi.
It was so fun. What did Premi say? We'll stream after the game is announced, and then we can argue about the Sonic. What, argue about the Sonic on stream? When did we, Premi, when did you and me ever argue?
No, we will. It'll be again.
I don't think so.
It'll mark anew.
Rivalry, me and Prem are made for this. Yeah, but you know what? Just because you said that, Twip, we're gonna put you on the same team. And it's gonna be funny seeing you on the same team bickering. Like, it's fun. It doesn't get a lot of views, but that's not what it's for. It's something I made to bring everybody in the community for some friendly competition, because I think that's healthy. Especially in this community, we need to be able to like separate what is for fun and what is not, and what is not fun is talking about Sonic opinions on social media all day and responding to each other for like 30 minutes with this like ridiculous thread of something that could be resolved in like, well, agree to disagree. Let's just play some video games and get our anger out that way. Holy moly, that's way more healthy for us. Let's take a break from social media and just play some video games. That's what we have all in common, is it not? That we like video games?
I like video games.
Me and Twip are like orange juice and toothpaste. We don't belong on the same team. Hey man, sometimes I have me a glass of orange juice after I've already brushed my teeth anyway. And so I'm gonna put you on the same team anyway. I absolutely agree. My gosh. Alright, I've given Premi and Twip plenty of attention. Oh, it's over.
Yep.
Don't fall apart. I gotta say, I noticed that right when they said the end in the song, they ended, which is pretty fun. I want to take a few more questions from the chat, because I did give Prem and Twip a lot of attention there, and I'm sure there was probably some important questions from the chat that I missed as a consequence. I'm not perfect. So if you've got some questions for Shanny and myself, you should make sure to address who you're addressing.
Yeah, bro.
We'll take some Q&A, and then I'll go make coffee and go play some Animal Crossing.
You gotta add me.
Ignore the station square in the background.
You gotta add me on it.
It is.
You gotta add me on that so we can.
It is station square in the background. Ah, man. That's intense, I gotta say. Station square in the background, Shanny.
I know.
What are they doing to us? Tails Channel, are you gonna do an SRB2 stream
Thank God I'm a
soon?
knack.
Thank God you're a Knack fan. Dusan,
If they start talking about Knack the Weasel, that would be in game right there.
Dusan, am I gonna do an SRB2 stream soon? There are currently no plans, so I can't say soon. The reason I'm gonna say it's probably gonna take a little longer is because I want to work with the idea of making it a charity stream. I will leave it at that for the sake of keeping these exciting plans as a surprise for the future. So you can expect some sort of SRB2 charity stream in the near future, but not near future. I'm still chipping away at it at a comfortable pace, so
yeah. I saw somebody ask about, for you, it was Emerald Lightning. They said, "Hey Evan, I've got a question. Can Graph stop writing for the Sonic series?" Because that was something that started popping up for a little bit.
Right. Wait, what do I think about them stopping writing?
Do you think they have?
I think there was something that Ryan put out that that kind of states or clarifies rather that they're contracted based on like or per game, and so we don't actually know for sure based on their LinkedIn's if they are no longer working on the series. But when we separate that and we just go off of speculation and what I believe, I do believe that they're kind of phasing them out. I don't think they've worked on a game for a while based on their LinkedIn. My hope is that they if they are still writing for the series, there is a shift in focus, because yes, it was nice to have Saturday morning-esque stories for games like Colors. It worked better on Colors, but I think when Colors came out, the community as a whole needed a game like that more than we do now. We need a game, like I said earlier, that kind of pulls on our heartstrings a little bit more and communicates something about the human experience. For example, stories like Sonic Battle, stories like Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2, you know, it's not, those aren't crazy complicated. I touched on this before, but again, not crazy complicated. I don't think that they're not, I mean, they can exist in Saturday morning as well. That's why I believe Warren and Graf can do it. I think they're capable if they actually look at the source material. So I don't think them solely being the writers of a game confirms the story is bad. I just need to know that there's a shift in focus on what a Sonic story means for a modern Sonic title.
You know, I was thinking about Colors the other day because a lot of people bring it up, but a lot of people also need to understand too that again, from a business perspective, Colors was probably simplified because the Wii was a system that everybody was buying, and that was an opportunity to simplify Sonic but still keep it sort of like the mainline Sonic game so that everybody could come in. They go, "Hey y'all, this is what Sonic is. You should come on in and check it out." He runs to the right, he runs really fast. Oh, we got some Wisps for people who are interested, you know, like. I think that's why Colors is the way it is. I don't think it's totally based on the writer, and then I think when things started going to multiple consoles like Forces is when they were like, okay, we have to appeal to everybody, because it's not just the mainstream or like kids or like maybe curious adults that are going to play this game. So we have to do more with this game than we did in, say, like Lost World or Colors, because you're dealing with a broader audience, or you're dealing with an audience that likes many things, but they like action games, they like adventure games, stuff like that. So they're trying to appeal, kind of like how Resident Evil 6 had different variations of gameplay to try to appeal to as many people as possible, to rope in people before like Call of Duty. I think Forces tried to do that. You were grooving out.
I realized I was just like sitting on camera listening to you for a long time, and I got a question from Luca being like, "I'm new here. What kind of content do you bring here?" And I'm like, how do I respond to that without interrupting Shanny? And I'm like, the content I bring here is dance. I'm like, I don't know, because like I know that there's a lot of people here that are new and they're asking what kind of content do we bring, and there's somebody else, sorry I forget your name, asked like, "I'm new here, are you guys gonna play the November prototype of Sonic 3? We already did a live stream on that. If you want to check out the archive, it's on our channel right now, so if you want to check us out, please do that." I want to thank all of you for showing up today. I know it was really early for Eastern Standard Time folks like me, and I know Shanny is exhausted. He's been up all night.
Nope.
So I'm gonna let you sleep and rest up for your shift at work tonight. This has been a great time. Thank you all again for being here, and I hope that I wish you all luck and a happy quarantine. What is going on? Speed Supersonic, thank you so much for the $4.99. I hope you have a good, productive morning. Thank you so much for tuning in. I had no idea you were watching, dude. Love your stuff. Have a great day, everybody, and enjoy your weekend. We'll see you guys on Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our regular weekly live stream. I don't know what we're doing yet, so bye.
Bye.